Welcome back to Living Local. Many people find castles to be fascinating structures. Maybe it's the historical value, the artistic architecture, or the way that they symbolize royalty and power. If you find yourself intrigued with castles, you'll be happy to know you don't have to travel to Europe to visit one. Joining us in studio today is Alan St. George. He's with Havencrest Castle, and it's in Savanna, Illinois. Alan, thanks so much for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So tell us, how did Havencrest Castle come to be?
Havencrest Castle started as an old house built in 1901 by the Greenlee family of Savanna. And then it was purchased by a young couple in 1976. That would be me and my late wife, Adrienne. And what it came to be was totally unexpected. We were just renovating the existing house. And after we finished that, it started to expand. It grew to become what it is today, which is quite unusual for Savanna when you see a castle up on a hill.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, what a beautiful backstory. So what inspired you to want to take ownership of the castle?
Well, both my late wife and I love history and art. I'm a painter and a sculptor. So, most of the books in our personal library are on architecture. So we were looking for an old home, and we looked in 4 states, and it was this particular house that drew us to Savanna.
Yeah, and it's just an absolutely breathtaking home, castle now. It's just beautiful. Now, what would you say is the most notable about the history of Havencrest?
Well, the most notable about the history, the Greenleafs were sort of your typical Victorian workaholics. And Mr. Greenleaf, who built the original mansion, was a postmaster, a real estate man, a banker, and he did just about everything. But he and his wife actually lived in a little house, which is now our visitor center, a house that their parents built in 1872, while the big house up on the hill was being built. The son always has to outdo the father.
Sure, of course.
It goes a little higher, builds bigger.
Oh, wow. I love that storyline. Now, you mentioned earlier that you have made a lot of, you've expanded the home, the castle. So what are some of those expansions?
Well, the biggest one I call the Grand Project, because that was, we quadrupled the size of the house.
Wow.
But the very first one was to add a 5-story tower, and it's called the Crystal Tower, and you have a beautiful view of the river from up there. And then just over the years, we kept adding things, and it really was because when we were about done with the original mansion in terms of refurbishing it, being an artist and a painter and sculptor, I did a lot of things for the home, like murals and ceiling paintings and sculptures that hold up the archways. And so about the time we were done with the original mansion, my late wife would say, Alan, we're running out of canvases. So that's when we started to expand in a big way. And I'm still decorating some of those rooms from that grand project.
Wow. What a unique situation that, as an artist, you're using this home as your canvas. And what can people expect to see as far as the paintings of the sculptures as they walk throughout the property?
Well, the main thing is they will travel the world, and they'll go to past times. So you just go from room to room, and you'll be in, in a Russian Rococo room. You'll be in France, looking at Fragonard paintings that I did. You'll be in China. You'll be in Persia with a ceiling that's tinted with saris, and it just goes on and on. Medieval England in the medieval hall, and then there's the, which we're looking at now, and then there's the grand ballroom, which is the biggest room in the house. This is the bedroom. So, yeah, it's a way to travel the world in just one spot.
This is such a unique experience, and I think a lot of folks would be surprised that this treasure is right here in the Quad Cities area in the Midwest. What sort of reactions do you get from people when they tour the home?
That's what I love about greeting all the visitors in the ballroom where I am on the weekends when they come. Because I see people from other countries, from many states in the U.S., little towns, big cities, and they're always staggered by, I can't believe this is in Savanna.
Right!
And when you drive down the street to find us, it's just a little residential neighborhood, and you turn and you start going up this hill. It's a 6-story hill, and you think you're on a roller coaster, but actually you also think, well, I'm just going to somebody's driveway to their garage, and then suddenly it comes into view, and you see all these towers. And it's like, wow, there really is a castle in this neighborhood.
I'm sure that is so awe-inspiring when folks see that for the very first time. Now, I understand there is a new life-size dragon head on the property.
Yes.
So tell us more about that.
Well, that was great fun because I just spent years doing the RMS Titanic sculptures, and people will see those too, the clock from the Grand Staircase. But that's very exacting work where you have to do research and get an exact replica, historically accurate. So the dragon, I didn't even make a sketch. I just started carving and sculpting. So it was, you know, dragon can be whatever your fantasy is. So that was great fun. We just installed that in the dragon gazebo, so people don't want to miss that.
Oh, definitely not. Alan, what would you say you enjoy the most about sharing Havencrest Castle with the community?
I think what I like the most is the fact that it's a way to kind of bring back what Adrienne used to do. She was great at entertaining parties. Yeah. She loved to give events, birthdays, anniversaries, and so she was so good at it. That's not my talent, but by opening the house and then the lights are on, the music's on, people are smiling, and it just brings the life back to the place. Otherwise, those rooms would just be dark because my favorite thing is to work, so I'm in my studio all the time. Right. So this way, for a very rare opportunity, a couple times a year, people can see Havencrest, and they love it.
Oh, that sounds so beautiful, and I am so excited. We have a planned trip to go visit Havencrest Castle soon, and we will bring you that segment, of course, here on Living Local. So, Alan, I'm so happy that you joined us today, and we are looking forward to coming and visiting you.
Wonderful. Can't wait to see you come out.
Absolutely. If you would like some more information, you can visit havencrestcastle.com. We'll also have those details posted on ourquadcities.com.